All right, welcome back to the Modern Day Way podcast. Today I've got Juan and Nico with me, the founders of STL Kickz. These guys told me they sell something around like 600 shoes a week or something like that. Some crazy number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 600 pairs a week.
Yeah, that's moving it constantly.
That's insane.
It's just different types of year call for different measures. I mean, during the holiday months, summer months, we move a little bit more. But right now, it being the first of the year, especially this season, tax return season, so we're seeing a little bit of a surplus. But
it does increase, like, as the holidays come on in December. People are going crazy, DMs blowing up. People are requesting shoes, wanting to purchase from all over the world, not just St. Louis, Australia, Spain, Italy, all over the world. And
so you guys
amazing.
ship shoes?
Yeah, we ship shoes worldwide.
Anyway.
Okay. How do you do that?
So it's very easy. People think it's like harder than it usually is, but once you do it for so long, you like become an expert at whatever you're doing. But in this case, whenever somebody places an order, we just go on this website that we use. It's a third-party shipping label company where we get our shipping labels from. We put all of their information, create the shipping labels. It shows us the best rates that we could use. So like FedEx might be 40, 60, 80 bucks, while UPS International might be $25, $30. So we're able to pick from each one of the options, like whatever one fits best for us and whatever gets it there quicker. Definitely just able to select those on this third-party platform. Then once we do that, we just print out the shipping label, send email the tracking number over to the buyer, and then we just ship the shoes.
Okay, exactly. So you guys like charge them shipping?
Yeah, I mean, and it's honestly the best prices that even we're gonna get, and we're not money hungry. We're gonna want to just charge a flat fee of what we're getting charged just for actual measurements. Shout out DHL. DHL is another great company that does international shipping, quick, cheap, more than anything. Not only for our sake, but for our buyer's sake, so that they don't have to worry about these price tags up to $60 to $80 for just shipping. It's ridiculous. But with that type of company, shout out Shippo, shout out Pirate Ship for that service. Along with that, with the reassurance from a business standpoint, they allow insurance too. So you're allowed to put insurance for just like a few extra dollars on each package, and that's what we try and do, just in case packages are lost in parcel or lost in customs, just to be able to recompensate for not only that we're damaged,
you're shipping some pretty expensive shoes.
Yeah, which really we haven't lost a package since 2018. 2018, I lost
even COVID.
In 2018, I lost like 12 packages that I shipped. It was like $7,000 worth of packages. That UPS.
So like an average shoe price of like $500.
Yeah. One of the most expensive pair that I sold in that batch that got lost was actually a $1,400 pair of shoes. It was a Travis Scott Jordan 1. And once like all this hit the fan, I was like, all the people are like, hey, my tracking number is not updating. Where are my shoes? Like it's been. So that's literally money that I had to come out of my pocket to refund all these buyers.
That's customer service right there, though.
Exactly. So I was like, I would like to think that anybody else would do that, but I'm sure that like how the world is and how things are,
they wouldn't.
Not every single person would prioritize their customers and like meeting their like needs. Because like, if you look at it, it's truly just hard-earned money that people are like spending on you, like in your company, because they believe in you and they want to support you, but also they like want sneakers to wear on a daily basis,
Yeah, but I would say, to scale to a position where you're selling 600 shoes a week, your network is massive, but it's not just in St. Louis. How are you getting to touch and reach those people buying the shoes in Australia or Netherlands or wherever your client base may be?
Good business talks. I'll be the first to say that. Sorry, Juan. But good business talks, when people get great customer service, they're going to be eager to tell their people like, oh my God, bro, I'm so excited about my purchase. They're like, well, where'd you get it from? It's like, well, of course I'm going to tell you, because like I want you to have the same experience with me. We're big in St. Louis, obviously, but when it spreads to places like I'm originally from Colorado, I tell my buddies about it as well. They have absolutely no hesitation ordering from us. They have no hesitation.
Someone from Colorado just placed an order yesterday from like Pueblo.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this has to be one of Nico's like friends or somebody that he knows.
That's exactly what it is, bro. And it's not only humbling, but it's a good feeling, because people trust you. People are going to be able to recommend you to other people, and especially when it goes international like that. Like I have friends from high school, friends from college that are from other places, and when they do business with us as well, again, business talks, so just builds all over the world.
I'll touch back on the questions, how we're able to like get people from all over the world. it's just social media. That's really all it is. Social media, all these platforms, TikTok, Instagram, just putting out content out there. Like, I have people from Israel, like Japan, like DMing me. I'm like, how do these people hear about this? But if I go back and look at my analytics on Instagram, it's like all this content that is just getting millions of interactions from all over the world. That's where like all these people, like some lady from London was DMing me yesterday. And I'm like, yo, how, like, I always ask myself the same question, like, how are these people from all over the world just like reaching out and like wanting to like support, bro? Because mainly they're like, hey, how can I buy? How can I buy? How can I buy? So I'm like, it's really, it all just comes down to like putting out great content, like providing value to all like the community or whatever niche you're in. That's like what has helped me a lot recently. That's why we're going like, lately we've been diving deeper into the community and just like providing value to every single like sneakerhead and just like business minded individuals in general. But we've been putting out so many great things for people that are into sneakers. Like, we provide them updates. We like let them know, hey, this shoe, like today, some sneaker was shock dropping today. And I just made a post like, hey, these are shock dropping today. Make sure to be on the lookout. Which like the people that actually want the sneakers sometimes are not able to get them because the demand is so high. And like bots and people, like the sneaker industry is a profitable industry. So like not just me, there's hundreds, thousands of kids going for these shoes trying to make a profit. But with my platform that I have now, mainly I'm just focusing on like providing value to the community and like updating them with the news that are going on in the sneaker fashion industry.
Exactly. It goes a long way, man, because when you're scrolling through your Instagram feed and you see that, like you said, that shock drop, it's like, oh, whoa, like I wanted these so bad. Like you send it to a friend and say, hey, yo, these shock dropping today. Like you trying to cop, like what's going on? That's the type of thing that STL Kickz aims to improve, I would say, and to provide for the community, not only just the city of St. Louis, but people in general that enjoy sneakers. I mean, that aren't from St. Louis. I mean, you just scroll through Instagram, you see it out and say, hey, yo, like these are dropping today. Like, thanks for the update. I would not have known that.
Providing a premium shoe service.
Yeah. Oh God, I was actually out like having dinner somewhere, and I ran into a guy that I knew from high school, and he was like, "Bro, thanks for updating me on all the on like all the news and all the shoes that are dropping out and stuff." I was like, "Yo, right on." He's like, "Dude, I love what you're doing. Like, you're really doing it." Like, and I was like, "Bro,
I mean, that's why you're here, man. It's like you're killing it. You know, I mean,
it's taken some time though. Like, I've been through so many things, like so many emotions. Like, I've been through like things that normal individuals like would like get depressed or think like, oh, like damn, like why is life putting me through this? But like at the end of the day, I just see like the brighter in every single negative things that happen. I'm very optimistic, very passionate about what I'm doing. So I just make sure to keep a like motivated circle around me that just makes me keep pushing forward.
Love that. I love that. So about supply chain, right? Every business has a supply chain. Where are you getting your product that you can sell, right? And I feel like you guys are like flippers, essentially, right? You buy a pair of shoes, you flip it. But you got to have a crazy, input of supply into your business to be able to sell the amount of shoes you guys are selling.
Yeah. So the thing is, this all started local in St. Louis. Like,
straight from the
source. We based it here, and this is like where everything happened, everything went on. It was all St. Louis based. So what I started doing, this goes back to 2017 when I was like my freshman year of college. It goes back to then. I started just buying and selling shoes. But it didn't pick up for a while. Like I was kind of hesitant on, should I do this? Like what should I do? Like what's good? You have to try things out and like balance what works and what doesn't work and try to like implement on all these things. But mainly what we were doing local meetups. Which me personally, I burnt myself out on doing all these meetups. That's why now I have an assistant that like picks up and does all my drop-offs and pickups and all this type of work. But
shout out the boy for real.
Oh God, my boy Grant, he's a beast, bro. This kid just runs all day.
Hustler.
Literally all over St. Louis.
And that's the thing, man.
West,
people would
South.
be tired of it, man. Tired of driving and whatnot. But this guy is a animal, man. He's always looking forward to it.
Mainly where all these shoes come from is just from local sneakerheads that want to get rid of their old sneakers. And people from all over the world too. Now we like provide this service that they're allowed to ship us their sneakers. And then once we legit check them, we send them out their payouts, which is sometimes
GUA. That's the process that we use. Not just us, but a lot of people in general. It's called gifted upon approval. So I mean, once we know that the product that we're receiving is legitimate and we know that it's able to be sold, they're gifted their money. And I mean, and people, you think, oh my gosh, like I'm so scared to ship it. We get absolutely no questions asked. I mean, people ship us our stuff, their stuff. We check it. We send them their money immediately after we check it. And it's you don't really see that. We're not gonna like scam them or anything, because that's obviously a legitimate business that's gonna put us into the ground real quick. But I mean, when you provide a service like that where people don't really know what to do, but they have us, that's the option that we want to provide for them. So GUA is for anyone that's looking to like try that type of stuff and build a reputation for yourself, and you can't buy sneakers locally. GUA is a great option.
Ideally, most of our sellers are from St. Louis, and that all this happens because of word of mouth. Like when I used to do these meetups myself, I would leave my apartment at 9 a.m. and get back at 6. And then after that, I would go clean all these shoes and do a story sale that same night. But all of this is just word of mouth. We pay super well for people that want to sell their sneakers. So they recommend their friends, their uncles, their aunts that need some quick extra cash. And they're like, hey, these guys will buy your shoes and they'll pay you a very fair price, no matter the condition. They could be a $10,000 shoe or a $5, $10, $15 shoe. We buy anything. That's also another thing that sets us apart from like all of our competition.
We rarely pass.
Most stores and resellers and all these people, they wouldn't buy some of the things that we buy, but we've grown so much, and now we have a network of people that buy literally shoes in any condition. So I'm able to buy beaters, grails, expensive shoes. Like
when somebody comes to you with shoes to sell you, is it usually one pair, 2 pairs?
It's from one to honest to God. We had a guy 2 weeks ago, 40 pairs, 30, 35, 40 pairs.
Now it's at a bigger scale. Now it's not just like 1 or 2. Like we take those. We take single.
We'll take single pairs.
I'll take a single pair. We take anything really that we can get our hands on. But now it's coming at a much larger scale. Like 20 pairs, and that's 10 pairs, 30 pairs, 50 pairs. I enjoy doing this huge cash outs with like collectors, because mostly the people that come to you with 40, 50, 100 pairs, they're all collectors. I've been doing this for a minute. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I met with this guy. He's from Virgin Islands. Dude, sickest dude ever. He's like, now I've probably bought about 150 pairs of shoes from him. This guy has a 400 pair collection that just sits in, he has a room for his sneakers at his house. So whenever he wants to part with 30, 40, and he also needs some cash, he'll just send me a text. He's like, hey, I have 30, 40 pairs that I want you to check out and buy all of them.
And you get a better price when you're buying bulk.
Yeah, of course. And it makes it a lot easier too, buying in bulk, and
just for both parties.
He's able to sell in bulk, meaning he doesn't have to go around and asking a whole bunch of different people that want to buy his shoes.
One place.
And then you guys are able to make a profit on that flip.
Because we buy anything. Like some places might buy 5 of the pairs that he's selling. But me personally, I'll take anything. Every single pair that he has, I'll take them. It doesn't matter if they're $500 or they're $10.
Because there is a market for it, believe it or not. I mean, there are people out there that look for those $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 shoes. They clean them up to the best of their ability. They go up onto eBay, or they go up onto like Farfetch or any of those Macari. They just sell them on there for like $10, $15 more, because profit is profit. That's the thing. We don't care if we profit. I mean, we could profit $5, $10. We don't care, because we're trying to provide shoes to the community that is putting into it. We love people that love sneakers, and people that don't even know about sneakers. We want to be able to influence people into like, get into the sneaker world, get into fashion. We don't just do shoes. We do fashion. We do clothes, vintage clothes, designer clothes, all of the sorts. Anything and everyone can look for and type in terms of like what has a market. That's what we look to aim to sell. So, I mean, that's the beauty of it. You can get anything from us, truly. You don't know what we're ever going to have.
I love that. I mean, you guys had a passion. You turned it into a business.
Exactly.
This is fun for you guys.
Yeah.
Not just is it just fun for you making money doing it. Right?
I love it. At first, I was going crazy. Literally, I burnt myself out. Like for 2.5 years, I like burnt myself out. I was like, I need a break. Like I need to focus on like my health. Like for a while, I was not focusing on, like I was not prioritizing my health whatsoever. And like my mental state. But after doing it for so long, seeing all the things I've done, I was
where
I
business
just
became
realized
fun.
that I had to take some
exactly.
time for myself and
So
have someone else come in and take over this position
Okay.
I was filling in.
Gotcha. So you started STL Kickz.
I did, yeah.
right?
And we met.
Okay.
We met in 2020. Believe it or not, I just graduated from Webster University. Shout out Webster. I played baseball there for 3 years. We met back in 2020, my freshman year, and it was actually through a sneaker meetup. And it was, I actually remember exactly what I sold him. I sold him a pair of Mocha ones and a pair of PSG pair of Saint Germain 4s. I kind of whacked him. He wasn't a big fan of me after that deal. But the next day, ironically, was a sneaker exchange, and I texted him. I was like, "Yo, thank you, bro. You were super pleasant. It was my first month there, so I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a single person." And I texted him, was like, "Hey, yo, is it cool if I pull up, hang out with you?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." And I helped him out with this booth, and the rest became history. We're best friends. I don't even like to consider him my business partner. This is my best friend.
Your brother.
You know? It's my brother,
Yeah.
and he trusts me, and I trust him. And every day it's fun. It's just having fun and providing to the community. Because at a point where you grow up, oh yeah, money's great and all, but nowadays we just want to make people happy, and we want to be able to give back to the community because we're both blessed, man. We both have Jesus in our life. We both look for the Lord for salvation and whatnot, and our families are healthy. We're in school. I'm done with school. I'm blessed to have a degree. He's in school still. He's still pursuing his education. So at the end of the day, it's just what can we give back? We have everything. We're fulfilled. Now, what can we do for the community?
This guy is a key. He's a key in the team. This guy processes some pretty crazy
this is my first
payments.
time meeting Nico. Me and Juan golf all the time together.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm loving your story right now.
Everything that he trusts me, man. It was a process, obviously you can't just trust a person out the gate, but he had full faith in me to
But you know who's good from who's a fool once you meet someone,
Exactly.
their energy, their vibe, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak about themselves. If you're an individual that's been out and who's good from who's a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And whatever he needs, man, I'm willing to sacrifice time and money and sweat and tears and blood to do whatever it is that we need to, what our business plan is, what we aim to strive for.
And the scaling you guys have done has been, crazy, right? In the past 3 years, 4 years, kind of now, right? Since you guys have been working together.
Yeah, for about 4 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's big time what you have brought your accounts to, the amount of sales you guys are making, the amount of profit you guys are seeing. That's super unique. You guys are hustling, right?
Yeah.
To be able to see an industry like that where, I feel like there's a lot of kids in high school that are would just look up to you guys crazy.
And that's what we're
everywhere else too.
I have a lot of young guys that are consistently always DMing me, asking for advice. Even grown men that are 25, 30 years
doesn't
old,
matter.
Yeah,
but they love
doesn't
this
matter.
industry. They're like, yo, how did you do this? How did you get so far? How did you get this Instagram account to be like this? How do you make all these viral videos? How do you do such things?
Consistency.
And it's passion, bro. I think, and besides consistency is passion. You hear this 1,000 times. I'm not going to be the first one to tell anyone that's listening to this, but if you have a passion for something, pursue it and make the absolute best of it, because you're going to be the one to be able to produce the best type of content for it.
Absolutely.
The best put out and the best output for it is the output. Sorry, is what I meant. It's all for the love. You've probably heard that in a million Drake songs too. It's all for the love. That's what
it's a game, and you love the game.
It's a game. You love the game. If you don't hate the player, don't hate the game. We're just a part of the game, and we hope to make the game just love, bro. That's what we strive for. There was a huge connotation during COVID specifically that a lot of resellers got flack for charging these absurd prices in a time where the economy wasn't thriving the most. But hey, we stood here and we still aim to provide crazy cheap prices for people that still wanted to enjoy stuff that they love, bro. That's a thing. People look forward to sneakers and look forward to dressing up and looking nice and feeling nice. And that's what it boils down to from a business plan is we want to be able to just provide shoes and fashion for people.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Where do you guys see your goals, right, for the company, for STL Kickz?
For STL Kickz, I see this. This is gonna be something that's going to 100% outlive me. I'm trying to build something that will live for a few generations. That's why I'm not focused on the now and the profits now, because we've established a pretty good foundation as of now. But where I see this in 3-5 years is stores all over the United States. And if God allows, pushes forward to
that's number one.
South America, Europe. But
Yeah.
Within the next three years, do you expect a few locations in St. Louis, some in Nashville, Dallas?
Shit, even Miami. We're even hoping to open one up in the fashion, well, not the fashion city of the world, but I mean a place where fashion is really relevant. And we've talked about this. Me and Juan as entrepreneurs wanted to expand into just get into a different realm of a business, into like whether it be restaurant service or whether it be like a different type of clothes or fashion. I have my own brand as well. I'm not here to promote it, but I have my own.
No, promote it. Shout it out.
Concrete Cowboy. I mean, that's my baby. That's my first baby as far as the business goes. I created that back in July last year. I haven't put out the most content, but I'm trying to make it well thought out, and just as far as clothing,
it's
I want
art.
Quality. Exactly.
Clothing, it's art.
I want to provide quality over quantity and be able to give people, a product that they're going to be able to love, just like STL Kickz. But we've talked about this from not only businessman to businessman, but friend to friend. Let's do something cool. Like let's dip our toes into something, or even just make a splash, straight up jump into something that people are going to enjoy. We've always had those thoughts. So I mean, STL Kickz is what he said. It's bigger than the two of us. This is going to be built to outlast the both of us, and we're going to be able to trust people down the road to be able to just completely take this over and transform it into something that we hope for them,
It's a brand.
It's a brand.
It's a brand. Brand established in St. Louis, which in different states, the name might change, but it's still the same brand, the same ideas, the same goal. That's all it is.
I love it. So as far as, you guys are flippers, essentially. Now you're flipping shoes. Do you guys ever see yourself coming out with like your own, line?
I have thought about that. I actually had a Brazilian teammate, talk to me about coming up with my own shoe and my own design and my own thing. And I have thought about it many times. So far, this is as far as I've gotten on that. I know what colors I'd want to implement in the shoe, but as far as the model and things like that, I have yet to dive deep into that. But I have thought about that, and I want to do something with that, because I have some manufacturers that will offer me designs of shoes that I want to make, colors, all this stuff. But as of right now, I'm focused on different things. But for the future, I would love to come out with my own shoe, my own model of sneaker that.
And I backed out 100%. I mean, when it comes to this, I'm not ashamed of this at all. Especially when he's out of ideas, he comes to me and say, "Hey, bro, like I need creative ideas." I'm always here to create something, especially with that background coming from a place where I've been pretty consistent with design, and ever since a young age, like I did sports posters when I was in middle school. So I mean, I've been like always into graphic design and creating something digitally. So I mean, when he needs like a mock-up of something done, or if he needs a design for an Instagram post, like I'm able to create it within an hour or two and just be able to just give it to him without problem. And I mean, we have talked about this before with creating a shoe. What is our preference, even just between the two of us? Because obviously, you even look at our outfits right now. We have the same shirt on, but they're completely different. We have completely different outfits on, and we have completely different likes. So, I mean, it's finding a middle ground between the two of us that's going to be universal between not only ourselves and the people that follow us, but the community as a whole, for people that don't even know what the heck STL Kickz is, and people that just like shoes and want to try something out. So
yeah, having a wide audience.
Yeah.
Right. And then teamwork too. I mean, you guys are able to bounce off each other, bounce ideas off each other, bounce marketing off of each other. Somebody posts today, somebody posts tomorrow, exactly. Right? It's a team aspect.
We're super close. It's not just business. We're super close. Like in general, like anytime I'm struggling dealing with something, he's the guy. He's one of the main guys that I call. I'm like, yo, I'm dealing with this. What do you think I should do? How should I go about this? This person's saying this. Hey, they're saying this. How, like.
Whenever there's a controversy, I'm here. I'm not only here to like just be a friend of his, but also to like help him out if he ever's in like businessman block. Not that that's a real concept, but like when you have that block and you're in a rut and you don't know how to exactly respond to a situation, I'm always there for him. So I'm grateful for that he trusts me in that aspect. But I mean, again, we don't sugarcoat stuff around each other. When there's an idea that we think is stupid, we're gonna tell each other. Like there's absolutely it's not gonna be like, oh well, he's my friend, I gotta be light on him. Like no, we're hard on each other. We're always holding each other accountable. So I'd say that in terms of like, again, I'm gonna mention this a few times because we're both pretty religious. We leave it up to God to lead us the right way, and we kind of just bounce our ideas off of what we think is right in our own faith and what's going to sit good, not only in our stomach but in our mind. I mean, at the end of the day, it's what we make of our own business, so that's what we leave it up to.
Yeah, the consistency that you guys are able to build together,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We have been working for a long time now.
Yeah.
It's been 2-3 years.
It's a real partnership.
Yes, sir.
And especially at this age, man, it's hard to like find people that aren't like about themselves. And we've had our moments, you know, where we've had disagreements and whatnot. But I mean, at the end of the day, we call each other and like, hey, man, I'm stupid. Like we need to figure this out and be like grown men about it. Because I mean, shit. I mean, we met when we were 19, 20 years old, 21 years, 19, 20 years old.
And how old are you now?
I'm 22.
22 and
23.
23.
Yeah, so we met when we were about 19, 20 years old. So, I mean, at that age, I mean, you're not even fully developed as a human being, man. So, I mean, we had those biases as a young person growing up where, like, we had our own ego and whatnot. But it came to a point where one day we just put that aside really quickly. And we're just like, dude, we're just going to be grown about this and progress as adults.
Treat it like a business, right? I mean, that's so motivational for younger guys too, right? Folks who are like, "Oh, I'm too young to do this. I don't know, you know, I'm
Never
not gonna,
too young. You're
never too young, right?" I love that.
There's a small little shout out, but he was a good friend of ours, Unique Chicago. I mean, we met him when he was 16, and this kid had a storefront, and he was selling to like famous rappers like G Herbo, Lil Durk, and like all these Chicago people. He's on the south side of Chicago. Shout out Unique, but like I'm young dude.
Actually, some of the biggest hustlers I know nowadays are 15, 17-year-old kids that are working, bro, putting in work,
Hustling, bro.
lapping 25, 30-year-old men, putting in work, straight hustling. But
Young
keep in
kids,
mind,
bro.
they also have to deal with school. They have to do all their schoolwork first, and then they hustle. Some of the biggest hustlers that I know nowadays in the sneaker industry are 15, 17-year-old kids that are just putting all of it in because they know the reward that comes with hustling and building a brand. They know the reward.
Yeah, exactly. And unironically, they set a future for themselves. I mean, they're making, they're making like a well-paying job nowadays. I mean, you're making upwards 50, 100K at that age. It's crazy to even fathom. I didn't fathom. I started doing this stuff when I was 15. That's kind of how we bonded. I did sneaker resales. Not as big as him, but I mean, I did the same thing. I would sell to friends over Snapchat and Instagram. I would meet new people and sell like that. But I mean, when it came to him, I was blessed enough to see like the expansion of a network and be able to connect with new people and whatnot. So he truly opened my eyes to what the real sneaker industry was from a large scale and be able to take our own work and progress with it. So
for people who may be interested in like getting started in this industry, what would you say like your number one piece of advice to them would be?
My number one piece of advice would be to build good relationships.
yes,
Truly, that is what it all comes down to. Build good relationships with people, because you can't think of it in the now like, oh, I'm gonna profit this. That's gonna ruin everything, bro.
gonna ruin your mindset.
Build good relationships with people, because if you take care of someone, they're gonna take care of you down the road. And I wish that was something I knew sooner, because when I started this, I was like, oh, like,
obsessed
let's
with the
make
money.
Let's make money.
Obsessed with the money.
But as time goes on and you learn, and life kind of teaches you these things separately, I started to realize that relationships are worth way more than any amount of money that whatever business might give you.
Exactly.
So really, truly, just build good relationships and focus on establishing a good foundation that sets yourself up to win in the long run.
So
Exactly.
not just good relationships with like a customer base, but also with each other, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even with people your like age, I mean, you hear this saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, I'm going to say a relationship's worth 1,000,000.
Yeah. And so, sorry to cut you off there.
No, do not
for
start
staying organized. I mean, when you're doing this amount of, sales, somebody who might walk into this position, as a young hustler is like, okay, well, how in the world do I stay organized when I'm selling 600 shoes a week?
It's hard. It truly is. It's a grind.
I'm
We're
lucky
not going to
that
sugarcoat that.
This guy provided me what was it? Excel sheet.
Yeah.
Excel sheet.
I legitimately built him a self-efficient Excel sheet that legitimately kept track of spend, profit, and then obviously sells for the names of the sneakers, the condition, everything, every minute detail you can think of it.
I've been using this spreadsheet since 2020.
Exactly.
and
I created it from early.
A few $1 million in sales ever since.
In shoes. A few
In
$1 million
shoes.
in sales.
In
In
sales.
shoes.
Yeah.
And it's all tracked.
Yeah, you heard that.
There's
You heard that right.
receipts.
Few million. Yeah. Feels a few zeros. Yeah.
I love it. It's a different one for me, like, because I'm in real estate when I'm
And
selling
that's-
houses,
yeah.
right?
That's little to
And
do.
that's what we want to get to.
20
Hey, yeah.
mil, you're in sales with real estate, but that's not like sneakers. 22, 3 million sneakers is
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
right?
seen 1.52 plus in sales in the past 3.5 years.
Yeah, and that's all just a byproduct of just staying. It's the simple things, man. You hear about it all the time. Do the simple things in life. It'll make your life a ton easier. It's just like that in terms of a business. You take care of yourself. You do the little things, and I think part of it is just staying self-motivated. When you get lazy, your business gets lazy, and it correlates to everything else in life. But if you have good practice and you practice good habits, I like to say practice perfect, or when you practice perfect practice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't just practice perfect. You practice perfect practice, because what is perfect? You can't really define perfect to anything. But when it's a perfect practice, you're able to implement it to any aspect of your life and be able to take advantage of it. I mean, it simply just becomes easier, and you're able to take advantage of it. So he was in a point where it's like, bro, I can't stay organized. And he told me this over text. I was like, oh shit, bro, give me like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I just created this simple spreadsheet for him with just obviously simple formulas, And I said, dude, just use this. Like, I ran it through, like, put the sneakers in this cell, put the price in here, profit here, and condition, whatever, and other silly details that you want to add to it, you can add to it just to keep track. And I mean, it's a portfolio. It's a way that we keep track of how to do our taxes. It's a way to keep track of how did we do this month. It's just a great insight.
The master sheet.
Financially.
The master sheet.
The master sheet. It is the master sheet.
Really
for real.
So what would be some perfect practices you would say, not just in your business, but in life?
I mean, you want to start? I mean, I have a few because I shout out to my parents, shout out to my mom, especially, just being a faithful person. I mean, I wake up, I pray every morning. I thank God for letting me see another day and live a healthy life. And, I mean, it's waking up early, and it's setting it. That's the first goal. That's the first success of the day for me, is waking up. I mean, I'm grateful for it. I woke up another day. Now let's get after it. You get straight to it. I mean, you do whatever you need to do. If you have a skincare plan in the morning, brush your teeth, shower, whatever, you do that. That's what I do normally. But I mean, if it's make a healthy breakfast, if it's be able to get a run in before you eat breakfast, it's whatever you put your goals as. That's exactly what perfect practice is. If it's consistency, it's perfect practice. I mean, even with you, I mean, you probably have your own regimen of perfect practice with being consistent with clients and whatnot, and be able to practice good camaraderie. I guess be able to just be a kind person and be consistent with what are your needs as a home buyer in 2024. It's rough out here. I'm not gonna lie. We're not all oblivious. I mean, the economy it's very unstable right now, and I mean, especially with the housing market, it's at an all-time high. And I mean, with you, I wouldn't say you're in an advantageous position, but I wouldn't imagine you're here to be selfish about it. You're here to help people find something that they need. And honestly, even though this is our podcast, we're here to ask you some questions as well, because hey, you're talked about a lot in terms of not only STL,
he's doing it,
but the country. I mean, shout out the boy for real. I mean, if you guys are listening in, this guy knows what he's doing, and we're here to not only preach to you guys what we believe in, but we're here to congratulate our boy on what he's achieved so far and be able to dive deep into.
I have never seen so many realtors have so many closings in a month until I met this guy.
Yeah,
dude, it's service. It's just business, It
really
service,
is,
dude. I mean,
so
I take pride in my work.
Exactly.
Right?
We're very like-minded in that, and we're able to understand each other like that. But I think we should explain it to the community.
I was so pumped to have you guys on, because I know you guys fully grasp that, right? And in an industry with shoes, right? If you put that service into that industry, right, you're gonna explode.
Exactly. Something as silly as shoes, right? Who would have thought shoes? Something you put on your feet every day, no matter the quality. You put it on your feet and you walk around, and that's how you get around. Besides a car, a plane, a boat, a freaking helicopter, if you got it like that. But like shoes, that's where it gets you. But you take something as silly as that and you make it a business, and you pursue what's on your mind.
And for
you
fashion,
do anything.
I feel like shoes really do like wrap together an outfit.
Yeah.
And
that's where you start. That's where a lot of people say you start is with the shoes.
I think that's key, right? But I mean, service, man. Service is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Treating people the right way, getting people, just treat them how you'd want to be treated.
Exactly.
Right?
Be an ethical, good person. Genuinely be a good person. What you put out there is going to come back to you. Don't be a piece of shit, because it's going to come back to you. Literally,
Exactly.
I've heard this from some of the biggest names in the industry. Don't be a bad person. It's going to come back to you.
Karma's real, man.
Like,
everyone that
some
believes
of the
in
people,
it's a real thing.
Some people that do things are not there because they're talented or whatever. It's because they're good individuals that put good things out into the universe, and it comes back to them as a way to pay them for being good people.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like you guys got into the industry and you guys started and you said, I'm going to provide the best service to these people that anybody does, right? I'm going to be the best.
The best price. That's it.
Yeah.
That's to dumb it down exactly.
That's what it was.
That was the business plan.
That was
we
the
want to
name.
give everyone the absolute best price you could possibly think of. And I mean, it's worked out pretty well for
Which
the
is
last
pretty
few
crazy
years.
because at first nobody from St. Louis really believed in anything I was doing. I grew this out of state first. This STL Kickz became STL Kickz in Philadelphia, in New York, in LA, in Texas. And
That's
then
the
once
irony of
people
it.
from St. Louis started seeing, oh, this kid's actually moving a lot of pairs. He's selling to kids in Virginia, Philly, LA, New York, Miami.
Miami.
Like they were like, oh, this he's a credible person. Like we can trust this guy. And that is what helped me in St. Louis create some buzz and get people to buy in, which really, I didn't really need the people from St. Louis to buy into what I was doing because I already knew the vision. I already knew what I wanted. I knew what I was building. I knew what I was creating. But it obviously helps a lot once the own city that you live in supports you and grabs you, like welcomes you with open arms. Like, hey, let's welcome this kid. Let's help him. Let's help him grow as a person and as a business and just support him in every single aspect.
It's been humbling for sure to look at that type of growth. And I'd say in terms of, I don't know if we really answered this yet, but the hardest part of getting started in the sneaker community is credibility, because there's so much, the replica businesses.
I have a good experience. So this kid, he's from LA. When I first started into selling sneakers, this kid was hot. He was like at his prime. Like this guy was moving, bro. He's moving pairs. He was doing it.
He was moving.
He was selling.
And I'm not kidding you. He was probably doing a few $1 million a year.
And I hit up this guy. I was like, hey, I have this many pairs. Could you buy them? He was like, yes, I'd love to buy them, but it has to be a gift upon arrival, a gift upon approval, which is how we buy shoes from people that are not credible. And he was like, yeah, man, I would love to buy these shoes, but I can't pay you until I get them in hand. And because I was just starting out, I like needed those funds to like reinvest and keep flipping. So I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do it. And not recently, like a year and a half ago, he swiped up on my Instagram. He's like, hey, let me buy these. And it was a cool moment because at first he was like, yo, like you're not reliable. I can't really trust you. I can't just send you $500 because I don't know you. But like a year ago, he swiped up and he was like, yo, I'll buy these. And it was the coolest, easiest process. And I was like, yo, that's so amazing how he went from being like, it's not like he was a non-believer. I mean,
it's just business. That's just the way that it goes in this business.
To now just having no issue gifting a payment. I was like, this is amazing, bro.
Yeah, paying ahead of time.
And that's how it usually goes. I mean, that's really how you know you made it, is when people don't even question, like when it's like, oh, hey, like you cool to send payment now? They're like, oh yeah, bro, like I already sent it. And it's like, whoa, like we didn't even ask for payment. It's already wired to us, you know? It feels good because then it means like people trust us. That's what a lot of people value in life is trust. That's exactly how you progress as a person, as a business, as just a collective. And I've even got to experience some of that on my own. Yeah, it's truly a humbling experience.
Yeah, build a business people can trust. That's awesome. And I feel like in your industry, you guys are just propelling like crazy.
Yeah.
And I think,
and even though it's microscopic compared to your industry, I mean, credibility means the most, especially with real estate, because I mean, you're spending hundreds of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
But I'm not doing 600 transactions a week.
Hey, one of your transactions equals like 600 of ours, though. That's the thing, though, man. We really admire you just because. I mean, business nowadays got to be competitive, right? The housing market, I mean, just in general, because it's a dogfight. I mean,
every business is competitive.
Every business,
every business is competitive.
I mean,
and economic situations,
Dude,
I feel like sometimes eliminate some of those competitions, because now in St. Louis, 2 years ago, there were so many kids reselling shoes.
And we don't really look at it as competition, but like we want to be able to help them. But at the end of the day, yeah, you know, business is business. We're aiming to be the best.
And now, due to the economic situations that we're living in, a lot of those resellers,
Fizzled
other
out.
guys that were trying to dive into the same industry, they've disappeared. And now sometimes I ask myself, where did all these kids go? Where did these people go? Now they just have like accounts that are just up in the air. And I question that all the time. I'm like, where did they go? What's happening?
And it's not, and that's not like it's not a negativity thing where it's like, like shame, like you guys suck or whatever. But it's like, it's like, damn, like I'm genuinely concerned, like what happened, like what went wrong. And you know, life happens, and best of luck to everyone else here that wants to pursue that type of thing. But
positive competition.
Positive competition.
Right?
That's
what
what
it is.
That's what we seek.
Positive competition, right? Just like sports. You know, you play to win, right? And if anything, those people are going to learn from their failures if they lose, and they're going to progress and get better in a different scenario.
Exactly.
Right. And so seeing it as positive, right? I mean, I feel that's what propels me in my business every single day, right? And I got a bunch of agents of mine that are friends, and I might be competing on the same listing as them, right? But I can compete with them and keep it positive and keep it fun, you know.
And you know it's friendly
one
too.
Of us is
Still
gonna
have
win,
a good friendship.
right?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's nothing. It's nothing childish, and it's nothing. I would say egregious. I know it comes to a point where it's petty. It's all about petty, but. I mean, as a business, it just becomes me and Juan trying to better each other and be able to, you know, make it happen.
Press each other forward. Well,
Yeah.
these guys are playing to win with positive competition. They're crushing it. I'm pumped to see where their business goes in the next few years. If you're looking for shoes in St. Louis or anywhere in the world, STL Kickz is your folks. Juan and Nico,
Yes, sir.
founders, they're crushing it. Keep your eye on these guys because they're going to keep progressing, and I'm pumped to watch them and build our friendship and just keep going.
Hell yeah.
let me
At
have a
STL
word.
Kickz on Instagram.
Let me have a word for all the people that want to pursue a career and
Do it.
whatever business they want to do, which is content creating, starting a business, resale business, a thrifting business, is to, no matter what people say at the beginning, keep pushing forward because only you know where you want to be in life. At first, so many people used to laugh at me. I have friends that used to laugh at me. Oh, you're just selling shoes, bro? And now they're like, bro, it's so
Whoa.
awesome how you're able to just go anywhere you want, do whatever you want, because you've built this little thing for yourself from the ground up. And now they just respect it. But at first, it started off as a joke. But I knew the vision. I knew what I wanted from this. I knew where I want to go. I'm far from where it's supposed to go. But one thing I want to say to the people is to believe in yourself. Block every single thing that comes to your head about negativity from people outside thinking about you. That does not matter. Just have passion, be a good person, and push yourself to go to heights that people have never even been.
Yeah. It's about all it is. Believe in yourself.
I love it. That's powerful.
Hell yeah, bro.
Man, that's awesome. You guys got a shout out? Shout out STL Kickz. Anything else?
Shout out to my fucking boy, Sam.
Yeah. Shout out to boy Sam, man. It was a pleasure meeting him for the first time
Absolutely.
as well. Shout out to all our buyers. Shout out to the community, and also shout out God. I mean, we can't do that without him.
Shout out to STL.
Shout out
STL is really showing
you
love.
guys all make it happen. So I mean,
Yeah.
we're here for you guys, and you guys got to be there for us. I mean, it's just a lean on, trust fall type of deal. So we're able to do business that way.
That's awesome. Hey, well, thank you guys for coming on. It was a blast.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for having
of
us
course.
on.
Shout out
Appreciate
Sam.
you, Sam.
Good shit.
Sweet. All right, later.